Morning, guys. Welcome back to yet another TRT Chronicles. It's Sunday, about 6:30 in the morning. Again, kind of a late start on the weekends. We don't necessarily need to work out straight away. So we'll take our time, have a little breakfast, have a little coffee, and get to the gym. So woke up like 4:30 today. And we just wake up without an alarm. It's 100% circadian rhythm driven. This morning, Benji was waking us up. Little shit, he'll pretend to sneeze and stuff so he gets our attention. Does your dog do that? I feel like dogs dramatically pretend to sneeze, but they're. But yeah, that's what we woke up to at 4:30, which is pretty standard. We wake up somewhere between 4:30 and 5 consistently. But 4:30 this morning, got breakfast, got coffee. Today we're gonna do some legs, and I'm thinking potentially do deadlift, either just like a conventional deadlift or like a stiff leg, which I think my conventional would kind of turn into a stiff leg anyways, because I haven't done them in so long. I'm sure I'd have shit form and have the stripper booty, the booty that pops up and legs go straight anyways. So if that happens, I'll just pretend and tell you guys that I'm doing a stiff leg so that you don't think my form is shit. The truth is, my form is probably shit. But anyways, starting out today with questions and cardio. Let's see, what question do we have for today? So this one comes from Thomas Spiel, I think. What do you think of Astragalus root for kidney health? What supplements would you recommend for kidney health? Yeah, I think when it comes to supplements for kidneys, Astragalus is always one of the first that most people think of. The mechanisms of it are a little iffy. The literature on it is a little iffy, a little weak, a little lacking, though. It's one of those things that I don't think would do any harm. It would either be like a neutral or a slight positive. And the proposed mechanisms, from what I remember, are essentially just reducing oxidative stress to the kidneys, kind of acting as an antioxidant, potentially helping renal flow or kidney blood flow. So that's always good. And that's great. I think the best thing that somebody can do for their kidneys, especially in this space, if you're going to be using PEDs, or even if you're not, anybody, the best thing we can do is keep our blood pressure down. This is the main reason why our kidneys fail, which all of us will have kidney failure to some extent at some point in our life, is mainly due to the blood pressure that impacts them. So the kidneys are the first organ that our blood hits when it leaves our heart. Our kidneys are also some of the smallest organs. And when blood is leaving our heart, it's leaving with a significant amount of force. It needs to cover the entire body. It leaves the heart through the aorta and just blasts straight into the kidneys. So if you have elevated blood pressure, you go into those tiny little kidneys, you basically cause damage, mechanical stress, both by pressure and sheer force, to the capillaries and different vascular systems of the kidney, leading to inflammation, leading to scar tissue, leading to kidney failure down the line. So the best thing that we can do is reduce blood pressure. Now, I don't really think about supplements for that. I mean, you can get really into your electrolyte intake and increasing potassium potentially, but sometimes people do have hypertension that isn't impacted necessarily by what they do, what they eat, drink, exercise, or lack thereof. Sometimes they just have genetically elevated blood pressure, or sometimes we are on drugs like PEDs, and a lot of the androgens activate a system called the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system. I'm sure you've heard me talk about it a lot. And the mechanism of that is to basically kind of, regulate our blood pressure. Sometimes we need higher blood pressure, sometimes we need lower. And RAS is a good system. It's by no means a bad thing, but like anything, if things get out of control, it gets unregulated, if it gets too high, then it can cause issue. What it essentially does is cause you to hold on to more sodium. If you remember back in basic either biology or chemistry, and even high school, they talk about it in either one of those courses. You remember that water follows salt. And the more salt we hold on to, the more water we hold on to, which increases our blood volume. So if you have more volume in a system, you're going to have more pressure. because you have, just imagine you have a small tube. If you have a little bit of water going through there, that looks sexual. If you have a little bit of water going through there, pressure's kind of low. You increase the water, you increase the pressure. So that's, in a way, how renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system works. It also works at vasoconstriction, so it will constrict our arteries and make them tighter. So not only does our volume increase, but the diameter of the vessels gets smaller. That's a perfect recipe for increased pressure. As you can, kind of visually think about the difference between, I don't know, like a hose. You put your finger over the hose, you make the output, the hole smaller, pressure increases. So where was I going with that? Oh yeah, if you're using PEDs and your renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, or RAS, is elevated, you could take blood pressure modulating medication. ARBs, angiotensin receptor blockers, kind of the drug of choice in a lot of the bodybuilding circles. And what that's doing is blocking the angiotensin 2 receptor, which is going to block the vasoconstriction and sodium retentive properties of that system, leading to lower blood pressure. Upstream from there is things like angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors. So that's essentially doing the exact same thing. You've got this long cascade of renin going all the way down the cascade. So you can block it at the receptor, or you could block it up a little bit at one of the enzymes that converts it to the final product. The only issue with the ACE inhibitors is they have more side effects. Interestingly, they work predominantly in the lungs, and that can lead to issues like coughing and things like that. So some people don't like those because they're more prone to having like a dry cough, kind of a cough that's just there without having mucus or anything. So that's why we just opt for the ARBs. And the ARBs can be definitely renal protective. The largest mechanism there is that it's reducing the blood pressure in the kidney, but also it has some kind of antioxidant renal protective properties in and of itself as well. It also is cardioprotective. Obviously, reducing blood pressure is great for our heart, but it seems to help in cardiac remodeling too. So taking a large left ventricle and remodeling it, shrinking it. So that's great. It works on something called PPAR. That can help to improve insulin sensitivity. That can help to improve your endurance. That can help to potentially oxidize fatty acids. So there's a lot of benefits to things like telmisartan. Now, if you've been following me for a while, I used to be a big proponent of telmisartan and used to take it even though I wasn't on PEDs. When I did the video that Greg Doucette called me out on, I said I was taking telmisartan even though I wasn't taking drugs, and he said I must be lying because why would a person like me be taking telmisartan if I wasn't on drugs and didn't have high blood pressure? And I disagreed with him at the time, and I still do. I think there's still utility in using it without having elevated blood pressure, but I feel like I ran into an issue with my potassium. My potassium got pretty darn high when I was taking telmisartan, and I didn't need to be. And then, it just made me realize, like, a lot of what we do, basically everything that you do in the biohacking space, like, everything has a reaction. Everything has a price. We add one thing in, we cause two other problems that now we need to add new things in to fix those problems. And so I was like, I don't have high blood pressure. I'm doing everything right. I'm exercising, eating right. I don't smoke. My blood pressure is nice and low without any medication. I'm not on any drugs that would be increasing my blood pressure. Now I'm elevating my potassium, leading to hyperkalemia, which can cause a host of other issues. Like, what's the need to have it in there? So I'm not saying that nobody should be taking telmisartan if you're not on PEDs or don't have it. I mean, I do think there's utility from a longevity standpoint, and maybe I'll trial it again. But as I get older, wiser, I become more and more of a minimalist. I think we can try to biohack our way through life all we want, but eventually we're all going to die. We're all probably going to die around the same age. I've met a lot of centenarians, 100 plus. I did my residency, or a few years of my residency training at the VA. You see a lot of old people in there. It's predominantly old people. And whenever those 100-plus-year-olds, or even guys in their late 90s would come in, I always ask them, what do you do? What's the secret? Not once did they tell me things like, I take rapamycin and glycine and resveratrol. And I take telmisartan. It was so basic. They didn't take any supplements. It was things like, I never smoked, I never drank, I try to eat good food, but I still have my ice cream. Old people love ice cream. You ever notice that? Old people love ice cream. They always said they ate ice cream. Maybe that's the secret to longevity. And then they usually had a hobby or something. I think that was a big thing, their passion. A lot of them would still do whatever hobby they may have. It would be like tennis or golf. They would get out and do some activity, and they would have a passion. A lot of them even would try to keep working to some extent. I met a 100-year-old dude once who was a bagger at a grocery store. I think he had a pretty fruitful career, but he just wanted to do something a few times a week. See other people, be useful. I think that stuff will get you a lot farther than all this silly biohacking. But I hope that kind of answered the question. As for Astragalus and renal health, the best thing we can do is keep our blood pressure low, and oftentimes pretty minimalistic approach can achieve that. Do stuff like this. I mean, this is pretty mild cardio, but it's something. Do cardio, do the resistance training, eat good food, stay hydrated. And if you do have hypertension, despite doing everything right, look into some medication. And also, guys, don't self-medicate. The answer isn't always angiotensin receptor blockers. Sometimes your issue is via another pathway. So it's important to actually see trained professionals who know what they're talking about and know how to manage you. Reddit and YouTube bros, etc., do not know the nuances of cardiovascular health. There's a lot of smart people out there on Reddit, YouTube, etc. But, and all this to say, Western medicine isn't the devil, and they have their time and their place, and I do think that they're flawed in ways too, and I think their vision's a little narrow when it comes to things like preventative medicine and human optimization and things, but I also think that they are very well trained and deserve our respect. And the point I'm getting at there is, if you do have hypertension, I wouldn't just listen to a YouTube video where they're talking about one case use, like PEDs, and saying, telmisartan's the best, because that may not be the best agent for you. You need to go have a thorough examination to figure out what is driving your hypertension and what drug choice could benefit you. Okay, all done. There's no one down there today. Luckily, that guy isn't taking up the whole gym, so I see Victoria down there. I'm gonna go start this leg workout. I think I'm nice and warm now, so see y'all down there. As usual, gonna start with some hamstring curls. Pretty boring stuff. Honestly, if you were following, a true, somebody who is really into this kind of thing, if you were following their content, it would be the exact same workout pretty much every time for these mesocycles. It gets pretty boring. I was just thinking, damn, I'm just gonna do the same thing I always do on these leg days, start with a hamstring curl. But that's what it is. I switch it up though, because, as I say, I'm no exercise scientist and I don't do things appropriately most of the time, so I do switch it up for you guys, keep it a little entertained, but start with hamstring curls, and then I think I will meander over to a barbell and try to figure out deadlifts. All right, what are we gonna listen to today, guys? We have G-Eazy on the beat. All right, we'll do that. It's a nice little warm up. Here we go. Now we've got Metallica, Hit the Lights. This was my jam back in high school. My buddies and I would skate. This song would get me fired up. I would listen to this before trying to hit like a big set of stairs or something. If I could get in this song, fuck yeah. Let's get it. Hit the lights. Now we got that Static X Wisconsin Death Trip going on. Some 5th grade metal. Good shit. I think I'm gonna do a drop set on this one. So this is starting to hurt the hamstring. I told you guys I tore some shit back in the day, and it'll start to really aggravate me in the ass groin connection. Oh well, we'll get this done. We'll try to hit like 7 to 10, then I'll do a drop. And then I think I'm gonna switch over and go to extensions before doing deads. All right. Come on. Up. Almost bit a fucking hole in my lip. Ouch. All right, get back to it. Oh, fuck. 2 more. Fuck. You get to a point where you just start spazzing out, like shaking and flailing. I feel like you can't even feel your muscle contracting. Ooh, good. Pretty good. Stone of thieves, I wander around where you can see. Inside my shell I wait and bleed. Come on. Everything is in it. All right. Whew. All right, nice and light. First set, just start getting some blood in the area. Start priming the movement. I don't like to jump into things full-fledged. I like at least 1 or 2 warm-up sets, theater sets, whatever you want to call them. Where you said reps, I don't care. I feel like it helps me to prime the movement more than anything. Get blood in there, get used to the way that you're moving. It's always a little risky rapping out rap music out loud. Never know when you'll accidentally drop an inappropriate slang. So I stopped myself right away before I did such a thing. It's always kind of awkward. Definitely probably better to listen to white rappers I mean, this is Eminem, but there's Dr. Dre in there. And he'd be saying those cancelable words. We don't want any of that. Anyways, let's get back to lifting. That's good. Come on, 5 more, baby. Come on. 1, 2. Ooh, burning. I was just sitting here listening to Eminem thinking, God damn, we were an angry bunch of kids. You know, hear Eminem going off about doing all kinds of violent, terrible things. Prior song was Slipknot, came out around that same time. I was like, yeah, we were fucking angry. And then that made me think, I've been thinking a lot about how people are so angry today and kind of wondering why. But on top of the anger, I think there's a lot more depression than we saw. And part of that, I kind of think is that back then we had outlets like, you know, really pissed off rap music and metal. And I don't know, we were just allowed to still express aggression and masculinity in ways. You know, one of my theories about like why things like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's a hard word to say many times fast, BJJ, has gotten so popular was potentially due to the kind of oppression of masculinity and aggression, especially coming after COVID. Because in that COVID period, we also had the Me Too movement. We had the toxic masculinity thing really come to the forefront. So it was like this perfect trifecta, perfect storm of suppressing young male emotions. And don't get me wrong, I mean, they hated this kind of music back in the day, and obviously there was all kinds of press against it and everything. But that COVID kind of toxic masculinity, Me Too, cancellation, it all led to men really looking for an outlet more so than ever before. And I think that's why they were, you know, flocking to things like the aggressive sports like BJJ, looking for an outlet. How can men be men? I think men need to get out aggression, need to be able to express themselves. And when we couldn't even work out during COVID, couldn't even go to the gym, couldn't even work out. Like, this is my controlled aggression. I can get pissed off on the leg machine, get out my aggression, listen to some fucked up music for a while, and then go back into society as a normal man and can kind of conform and fit in. But during COVID, when you couldn't even work out, and then you're being told that being aggressive is toxic, you know, it just led to a lot of animosity, confusion, and men looking for a way to get that out. And that was a long-winded way of saying I think that's why, you know, people are the way they are these days and looking for outlets like that. Anyways, I've got that those inflammatory leg brain going on. Need to just do my set and shut the fuck up. Maybe I'll get naked. Get naked because I'm getting hot. You guys just should have to pay for this. You're lucky. I'll let you view for free. All right, time to grow these babies. Let's see what aggressive song will come on next. Oh, more Deftones. We listened to Deftones on the first episode of this series. Oh, now we got some country. All right, dig. Mudvayne dig. Hell yeah. Let's dig. Let's get these puppies big. Come on. Up. Ooh. Yeah, I was also thinking, what if we have these kind of aggressive musics, genres of music, however you say plural music, due to the fact that men, even back, to the 90s where music like this was being produced, we didn't have to do the kind of work that our previous predecessors of ancestors had to do. We didn't get out a lot of aggression. Even our parents' generation, they had to work a lot harder than we did. They had to do more man and boy type shit, working farms, working laborious jobs where come the 90s, that wasn't really needed anymore. I don't know. I think I'm having a hard time articulating all this, but what I think I'm saying is that aggression, anger, is a normal part of the human condition. We need to stop suppressing it, and we see via the popularity of these musics, aggressive sports, that we need some of that, and we need to be able to do it in a controlled manner. And we shouldn't tell men that they can't be men. We shouldn't tell men to not work out. We shouldn't tell men to not do aggressive, masculine shit because it's in our nature. And I think that's how you build a society of weak people, and a weak society causes a lot of issues. Hard to talk philosophy when you got a lift and brain fog going. All right, last set here. We got some senses fail, some emo stuff going on. Emo. Still good music though. It brings you back, I like anything that has some screaming too, like wah wah, badass. Wah wah. I don't even know what they're saying. Sounds cool though. All right, here we go. Actually, let's go up on this. Let's get it. Come on. 1, 2, fucking grow. Come on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's burning. Oh yeah. Come on, keep fucking pushing, bitch. Come on. Come on. Oh, now I got more. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh. Oh. It's always hard to push yourself through. It's like, I know I've got more. Like, I know I can do more. And you got the regulatory system telling you, stop. This hurts, stop. Learn how to overpower that. It's fucking tough. Whew, we're burning. All right. All right, sorry, bros. I don't think this is going to be a very good angle because I didn't bring a wide enough lens. That's okay. We're just going to do some deadlifts. Nothing too heavy on these. Oh, those quads are fucked. Just warm it up. Deadlifts used to be my favorite exercise, and they really help to put on a lot of trap and back thickness. I would highly recommend them for most people. Certainly don't think you absolutely need them. That's why I've eliminated them for the past 3+ years. So it just got to a point in my life where I was more, over them. It's probably the best excuse I've got. I was just overdoing them. But they could definitely be beneficial. I loved doing them, but I was never extremely strong. My max conventional deadlift, I think, was 520, 525. Somewhere in there, I can't remember the exact number. It was definitely, it felt heavy and cool for me at the time, being probably 190 when I hit that, but, for a little while, there was a lot of strong people out there. There was a time in like the YouTube fitness influencer space that powerlifting was popular. There was a lot of strong motherfuckers out there. It was like the era before the broccoli tops. You had like the Max Tunings and people who were getting really into the powerlifting scene. And fuck, Max was hitting so much, it was like 600-700, I don't know. Crazy though, you know, he's freaking, what, like 145 pounds, 175 maybe, I don't know. But he was small for how big his lifts were. So mine was never that impressive given that, but it was a fun lift for me. Now, it feels like a foreign movement. Anyways, we need music, go back to emo stuff. Little touch and go. I'm not even gonna lie, guys, it feels heavier than it should. Go up to 225 though, and just do those reps. It's at this point what I believe to be novel stimulus. Ow, fucking bumped my head in the window. Ouch. Anyways, novel. I think I could grow from it. Fuck, guys. I think this is I'm gonna call it this. Definitely feeling a little motherfucking taxed. I'm gonna hit a set of 315. Most I've done in a very, very long time. Oh, this weight's bigger. It's a pain in the ass. Oh. Let's do that one first next time. Fucking sweating something fierce. What I'll do, I mean, if I could pull 5 of this, I think I'd be happy. Having not deadlifted in so long. Give it a try. Fuck. The thing I don't miss about deadlifts is putting on, taking off the weight. It's like a fucking workout in and of itself. I am dripping bros. All right, let's fucking do it. Oh, we got some Childish Gambino. All right, let's see if we can hit one without twerking this shit. You ever pull a deadlift and your shit's just twerking? I definitely have. Every max I ever had was pretty good twerk. Here we go. Shit. Now, definitely feel like I could have squeaked out 5 more or so. But I'm not gonna fuck around on deadlifts, man. I know my form is shit. I can feel it being shit. It's something I haven't been doing for a while. I'll just do that. I think it's enough. I think I'm gonna go do a little more cardio and call that good. As always, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy, I guess. That's the only adjective I can think of right now. Nothing too crazy, just TRT Chronicles. Get it done. Do something. Move a little bit. Get a little sweaty. Push yourself to some capacity. Be better in some capacity every time. use progressive overload in every aspect of your day, every aspect of your life, throughout your day. Just get better at shit. I'll see you guys next time.